Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I'm in Atlanta and this is my first attempt at using an Insta360 camera with a 3-meter invisible selfie stick. You heard that properly, it's 3 meters, which is almost 10 feet in length. I didn't purchase this rather lengthy stick so much to take selfies. The purchase was to impersonate drone shots of the scenery around me. The camera came with a stick that is around 4 feet in length. After watching YouTube videos, I decided something a bit longer would come in handy. Here's a comparison of the two sticks when they're both fully extended. Now I purchased this 3-meter stick knowing full well how silly it may look walking around with a tiny camera attached to a carbon fiber pole that is so much taller than I am. That's why it's being used early on a Sunday morning in a public park in a lovely Atlanta neighborhood. To be precise, this is the 4th Ward Park, not too far from the Ponce City Market. It's a perfect neighborhood for this type of filming. My original thought was that it would be fun to film Centennial Park downtown, but that always has so many people. This video will tell you a bit about my learnings with a lengthy selfie stick and a 360-degree camera. Learning number 1, don't scratch either lens on your Insta360. As you fly your camera through trees and branches, be sure not to collect any scuffs. You can purchase lens protectors for times like this. I say lens plural. As this is a 360-degree camera, you have a forward-facing lens and a rear-facing lens. I didn't want lens protectors as it's yet another layer you need to keep clean, and I'm not sure if that extra layer would alter the final image, especially if it's sunny outside like today. On a side note, you can also buy a full camera case to protect everything if you are underwater. The camera is waterproof, but I've seen several people on YouTube using a fully enclosed case. The videos I've watched have all given positive reviews when using a lens cover. I just haven't covered my lenses with anything yet. If you do use lens protectors either above or below water, let me know in the comments how they worked out for you and if you're happy with the final footage. Learning number 2. Be kind to wildlife.
Go in the water, you'll feel safe. Good job.
I never walked that near to any of the turtles or ducks, however it felt as though they considered the selfie stick as an extension of me. The camera never even got that close, but from their perspective, at times they must have thought it was, and they decided to head out farther into the pond. Once I realized this, I began to film back even farther. Remember that these contraptions, if you will, may likely be unsettling to some of the animals you're filming. There was one exception to this rule. I'm so happy that at least one critter in this park was curious about my camera's presence. You'll see what I mean at the end of this video. Learning number 3. Trees, on the other hand, didn't mind this over-exaggerated pole at all. So if you're filming trees, then you'll appreciate how you can get several feet into the canopy for close-ups of leaves, limbs, acorns, and pine cones. Just check first to make sure there are no birds' nests close by. Again, don't disturb wildlife. Learning number 4, which is really a question. How invisible is the rather long invisible selfie stick? Well, here's a shot of me using it. Right here you can see part of the base. As my comfort level with shooting in 360 degrees grows, I'll likely use the smaller of the two when capturing me in the shot, and the longer one capturing more sweeping views of landscapes or getting above certain objects like rooftops or trees. The shorter stick hides better. Both are made of carbon fiber. The longer stick has a bit more of a bend, thus making it slightly more visible. I did wonder if the top thinnest segments of the longer stick would break under the weight of the camera, meaning it would fall into the water. That didn't happen. The camera is very light and the stick seems sturdy enough. Still, when using this setup, I made sure to keep a mental note on how secure everything felt. Also, this is not a 3-meter selfie stick from Insta360. Honestly, I'm not sure of the brand. I bought this off Amazon and chose this one based primarily on price because it may end up being something that won't get used that often. Since I'm trying to use this as a drone, I'll likely keep this perpendicular to the ground, eliminating most of the bend you'll get when holding it at an angle other than 90 degrees. Learning number 5. Since talking about drone style footage, let me say I like this camera as I'll likely not fly a drone any longer. I have a drone now, I've never been good at flying it, and I'm always cautious as it isn't legal to use a drone just anywhere. Now maybe if I purchased a more expensive, higher quality drone, it would be easier to fly. Even so, that still doesn't solve my concerns about where I legally can operate one, or my ongoing fear it will crash into something, like this pond. Learning number 6. If you're truly trying to repurpose your Insta360 camera on a 3-meter stick as a drone, just remember to film as smoothly as possible. Here's a perfect example. The fact I approached a branch and had to back up to go around doesn't seem like smooth drone footage to me. Practice should make perfect for later videos. Learning number 7. Depending on where you're pointed and what part of the 360-degree footage you're going to use, your elongated selfie stick may cast a shadow. Here it is next to a floating turtle. Not really a problem, although I think it is noticeable and takes something away from the overall shot. Learning number 8. Remember to take advantage of every angle. Here I turn back toward the pond not so much to film it again, but to not film a set of abandoned e-scooters that were left in the middle of the sidewalk. And learning number 9. Here's my favorite shot of the day. I was spending so much time looking at the pond life that I didn't really think of looking into the trees other than for shots of branches.
He doesn't think I can get a shot of him, but I can.
Luckily, I met up with an inquisitive squirrel. Here he is.
That could be the video that goes viral, too.
The goal is to use the Insta360 in addition to my other traditional 4K cameras to get more interesting shots. I'm planning on visiting Greek and Roman ruins next year. If the crowds aren't too large, I'm looking forward to being able to sweep my camera over, through, and even under some of the ruins. From what I've been watching on other YouTube channels, the footage should turn out nicely. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe as I'll be adding more travel videos shortly.